Welcome back to Frequency Phoenix 555 for your message or massages. Come in! Come on! I've got intel. The planetary energies are, as we kick our way into this glorious day, darling, they're gifted to us by the Most High, Father God, Mother Isis. The planetary energies are Mercury enters Scorpio, no less. Communications and thought becomes more intense, emotionally centered, and intuitive over the next few weeks. It could even make you want to rebel against authority. Rebel, darling dear, rebel. Mars and Mercury are now in mutual reception and giving strength to each other. The Skullduggerous moon has entered Capricorn. Yeah. The planet of what? Your career, darling dears. Yes, your career, your long-term goals and structures, your status and your reputation that must not be what? Bought or bartered from, darling dear. No. Hang with 5 dummy bats, guess who'll be number 6? Your long-term plans may need a few extra tweaks. Work on being more disciplined, darling dears. Why? Because it's not what you're called, it's what you answer to. Many people will say this and that, they, them, and will be at it all of the time, darling dear. Especially when you try to, break away from dysfunctional paradigms. When you move away from who you was, when you was living in dummy bat state. Listen, I'm not picking on you. I told you I'm a pointer. I too was a dummy bat for 50 years. How about that? Fist bump. Before we press on with the read, darling dears, let's call in the energies of wisdom, guidance, and protection from Father God, Mother Isis, ancestors, angels, way shows, and spiritual guides. Namaste. Energies. Up, big cat. Up. I insist. Before we get on with the read, darling dears, I got to talk to you about what happened to me last night. Because I told you I'm currently reading this book. And I'm telling you, it was like Swahili written in Russian, backwards. And I don't know either of those languages. But last night, the other shoe dropped. And I fully understood how to put my soul number, my outer personality number on the divine triangle. And then I turned the page. I was back at Russian and Swahili, black. But anyway, it was about 11:30 in the PM. So I took myself off to the bathroom to do my absolutions and got into bed, tucked myself well in, said my prayers and turned over. Then I know I was sleeping. Then all of a sudden, I felt this heavy energy on my arms, on my 2 hands, because I sleep on my right side, so everything falls to the right. So my hands was like this. And it was pressing and pressing. And then I went, ah. And then it kept going harder and harder. So I went, ah. And it's like my consciousness lifted up. And I said, I block and bind you in the name of the Most High. Right? So then I opened up my eye chakras. And everything in my room looked normal. But I still felt that heavy energy lurking. You know, I've got the black obsidian crystal over my bed. So then I said the Lord's Prayer. And I was directed by my higher mind to turn over, because when you are going through a night terror or you're under some kind of spiritual attack while you're in your sleep, don't stay on that side, darling dear. Get yourself awake as quickly as you can, lock and bind that energy and return it to sender, then turn yourself over. Some people are afraid to go back to sleep, but not me. I love my sleep. If I could get paid to be sleeping, right, you wouldn't see me here now. But the point of the fact is, none of us are what? Above being under spiritual attack. But you have to know how to manage it and not live with it. When I got up this morning, I walked from my house with my bat and I cast bomber hole in every corner, because no corner was not going to have anything collecting of the negative kind. My son told me he heard a noise in the night, someone crying out. I said, it was me, Black. Why didn't you come check? Yes, I'm telling you, it was very serious. Very serious. Protect your energies, big cat. Don't put up with it. And as I said, darling dears, it's not what you're called, it's what you answer to. Many are upset. They are at hockey sticks at dawn because you haven't succumbed to the rocks of life, darling dear. When you chose you and leaned on your own understanding and found your way to get great on this Malkuth, they will be directing all sorts of energies. Why? They didn't see it for you. And they was happy so long as it wasn't you that was excelling. So you make sure you get to your studyings. You make sure you tap into your higher mind. You make sure you learn something every day and you do the work, the shadow work. And how do you do that? By forgiving, darling dear. I forgive everyone. Anytime the skulldugger's conscious mind tries to throw a spanner in the works and remind me of what happened, I've already forgiven that. You cannot call judgment on Keitha unless you forgive. And you can't pretend that you're forgiving by forgiving it one day, but yet next year, the next person that comes along, you're telling them about this and that, what happened. What do you think you're doing? Don't you understand the law of attraction? What you focus on grows. Once you've given it to God and realize that you have to do the shadow work to understand why this circumstance was attracted to you, why you was born into that circumstance, and learn to claim dominion over yourself, darling dear, you'll be further on the wind. And I will be here to tell you, I did tell you, big cat, every day, without fail. As we dive in, darling dears, let's get a runestone. Yeah, try to bad me up on my own bed of righteousness, darling dear. And oh yes, and when I woke myself all the way up, I looked at my watch and it said 132. That's an angel message for someone. You heard the bell. Go and check it out, darling dear. There's a message for you. Trying to bad me up? Hey. I think not, Scotty. I think not. Had to put my back into it. Protect yourself at every turn, big cat. Get your obsidian crystals. Listen, my crystal is now residing on my window ledge, taking in the sunlight to clean off that negative energy that tried to bad me up in the middle of the night after I finished deciphering what I needed to decipher about the divine triangle, until I turned the page and I saw that you've got to get into the little bits. Listen. I had to take a whole day to relax, to get my inquiry mind back up there. My God is stronger than any God. Understand that, darling dear. The universal God, he comes with many names. Jah, Buddha, Mohammed. Some say Jesus, whomsoever you call God, darling dear. It's the one entity, darling dear. The one entity that has many names. And judgment is on the tableau. This is Dagaz, darling dear, represented by the judgment card in tarot. The letter D and the numbers 80, 81, 82, and 83. Represented, darling dears, by fire, water, and Pluto energy, it speaks about being liberated or being the liberator in the situation. Why? You are on a new chapter. As you turn that new chapter, darling dear, your second chance is to what? Get great by any means necessary. And that does not mean stepping on someone to get to a higher space, darling dear. It means releasing those energies that can't go with you. As you continue to rise and claim dominion over yourself and stand in your big cattedness, realizing that you are a prototype of your lineage and you can call your ancestral team anytime you want. You don't have to do no big ritual. Speak to them the way I'm speaking to you. They see everything going on. They are your security and they can't help you unless you ask. And I don't mean in the sense that they're going to come along and pay your bills. No, darling dears. They will give you the tools to find the Skrilla.com to get them their bills paid. This is about the life-changing transformation that you've been going through, darling dear. You've reached a new stage in life. A stage where what? Mac the knife. The judgment also speaks about somebody would like to return. The same ones that called you what? The ugly duckling told you to get out of town, darling dear. Get away with that. Those that what? Poured what? Gasoline on your dreams. When you spoke of where you wanted to go in life, they changed the subject. I told you. We've got to become body language experts. If you're sitting and speaking to someone and speaking on your dreams or aspirations, because when you're excited about something new, that's getting your waters bubbling, darling dear. You'll see them change their body posture. They will cross and recross their legs. They'll start telling you about the price of baked beans, darling dear. Anything in order to take you off your gangster and make you feel less than. They want you to be in the what? Low self-esteem where they are. Well, you better peep the game before the game peeps you, darling dear. And be obstreperous. And you beginning, darling dears. And as I said, as I was saying before, you can't call judgment on Keitha until you forgive these situations that kept you caught up. Forgive them, darling dear, for they know not what they do. But they're realizing it now that they're at the back end without the Vaseline, because there is no comeback. There is no get back. Your name is not Dr. Frankenstein. You do not reanimate the dead. A situation is an X situation for a reason, darling dear. For a reason. Judgment is being called for some, darling dear. This is why they want to come back, so you can share in the what? Wiki. Dubplate remix. Don't do it, big cat. Don't do it. Yes, baby. Try to get me in the night. I think not, Scotty. This is not the time for you to what be what thinking about power struggles of those that are behind you. They're behind you for a reason, darling dear. The only thing that you should have following you at this stage of the game is goodness and mercy. Why? You pled your case to the Most High. I tell you this all of the time. God sits high and looks low. So you don't have to answer to whom they believe you still are, darling dears. You no longer wear that meat suit. Why? You chose a higher route. You chose to go into the unknown. They wanted you to recognize a limit that they put on you when you are limitless. Anything can be achieved. Let's get your ancestral message and then we'll press one at a hot trot. We're going with the life lessons, yeah? They want you at rock bottom with your back against the wall. Rock bottom is the best place to be, darling dear. Right? They will leave you. They will push off and go somewhere else. Right? When they feel that you've got nothing going on. But you know what? You continue to move in silence, my dear big cat. Your greatness is not to flash up in their face like a gang sign. Your greatness is because it's a part of your divine contract. Remember I told you that. Life lesson, please. People want to call you bitch. They better call you Mr. Bitch or Miss Bitch, because you run things. Things don't run you. Fist bump. What's this? You are the author of your book, darling. We just said a new chapter. Maybe some of us are authors, screenwriters, and it's also about your journals, darling dears. Some of you have been keeping journals for a while. Go back 132 pages, if you have that many pages, darling dears, and look and see where you was. I told you that number 132 is important. That's the time I opened up my eye chakra and realized I had to turn over and go back to sleep. No, I mean sleep in my bed, not sleeping on. No, I'm woke cat. I'm the woke cat. Listen, I'd rather be in my own company, right? Reading books that takes me a while to struggle through until an epiphany drops, right? Amongst my progeny, making sure that I fan their motivations. Listen, those NFL coaches have got nothing on me when I'm giving my progeny a get great speech, darling dears. Oh yes, I do everything but twerk in order to get them great, get their mind right. You have a book inside of you that wishes to be expressed. Make the time to write it. I told you, your life story, big cat, is a survival kit for someone else. And this is why we're all here. Once Divine Father, Godmother Isis takes you out that pit, you have to turn around and reach back for another big cat. But be careful, darling dears. If you was put in that pit by people who failed you, people who cheated, lied, put their hands on you, no, we are not saving them, darling dear. They must plead their case to the Most High. There's certain situations that you have to cut off that energy grid, lest you be infected with a dummy back mind. Pinkies up. You write the chapter of your life, darling dears. You write the chapter. And you do not, I repeat, go back to a situation where you was disrespected. Matthew 10:14. We dust off our sandals and head out. And sometimes when we're heading out, we don't know where we're going, but we ain't going backwards. Abraham Lincoln said, forwards, never backwards. Take the time to learn something new along the path where you're going, darling dear. If you're a seamstress, learn different patterns. If you're a cook, bake a different cake. Cook your chicken or your fish a different way. Get your things out there. Because it's your time to decide, darling dear. Whether, like Bob Marley said, you have to decide if you're just going to get wet in the rain or you're going to dance to the beat of the universe. You decide. And remember, time waits for no man. Make a decision based on your heart's true desire. And in every situation, choose you, big cat. Choose you. Remember that metaphor I give you. They tell you to put the mask on your face first before you can save anyone else on a plane. I'm trying to teach you wisdom, darling dear. Wisdom that I did not get until I was 50 years old. That's half of 100. All of my wants, my desires, my dreams, a whole kingdom that I built. Once I let the wrong marauder into that kingdom, I lost everything. Everything. I want to inspire you, darling dears. My only wish is for whenever you've listened to one of my reads, you are so fired up that you run for your birth natal chart and you find out your superpowers in your north node and look at your south node, because that's the comfort zone. Pwah! Kryptonite to a big cat, darling dears. Look at your Lilith, your dark side, darling dears. Understand how people can take you off your gangster and realize that you must be the master of your emotions. Don't give up your psychological password to those that are under the what? Wiki. Dubplate remix. And as you continue to raise your vibration, darling dear, you being healed and healing will attract more healed and healing souls. You will also what? Be a beacon for the broken, darling dear. Those that are afraid to go into the unknown, afraid to leave that toxic relationship, afraid to leave that job where they're being paid like a pauper and being put up with what? Stress.com on a daily basis by people that have not even what? They haven't even had the good manners to go and get their psychosis checked. No. They come to work with that shiznai, and you are the one they want to take it out on, darling dear. Be obstreperous. I'm not telling you to just pack your job in. Always have a plan. And I tell my progeny, I don't care how high you get up in education. You make sure that you've got more than one stream of income. More than one, multiple streams of income. So if you lose one, you still have a bolster to keep you going. Multiple streams of income. Tap in and turn up, darling dears. It's time for you to decide. Are you going to get wet in the rain or are you going to dance? Me personally, I'm dancing. I'll be twerking for God. Not literally, but you know what I mean. Base of the deck. Yeah. Some of you are natural born speakers. You have to get into a position where your story, your testimony will touch many. Why do you think the internet is going crazy at this moment in time? We've left, right? the age of Pisces. Leaning big cat, I'm going to drop some wisdom on you. We was living in the age of Pisces where religion was running the show, darling dears. All religions. And those religions were set up so that people will fight against each other. Even the Pope was wearing a hat that looks like a fish. Remember I told you that? We have now gone to the age of Aquarius where people are now tapping into their what? Their inner selves. They're more in tune with astrology, tarot, divination. Understanding that there is one God, right? That universal God that gives abundance to all. As the what? The many. The many are going to be leading the few. The last shall be first, and the first shall be last. Speak up, darling dears, and stand in your truth. Some of you are born motivational speakers, but because you listen to a bottom feeder around you who was jealous of your gangster, you silenced yourself. You better be like a chirping bird, blood. If you want to do public speaking, do a course. There's many free courses online. Many, if you haven't got the Skrilla. A big, for instance, right? I don't know. Say you've got a part-time job and it's only paying you what? I don't know, £25, right? A night, okay? But if you do a course in public speaking, darling dears, maybe the course costs you £500, but it will only be one time you spend that £500. Because as you continue to gain your confidences and start putting yourself out there, you'll make back that money. Always go for the multiple streams of income, darling dears. One job, it can be taken away. Look how the whole world was sat down by what went on with that pandemic. We were all sat down. So many people lost their businesses and they only had the one stream of income. And why was that done? Because now we've got them saying in the UK, well, maybe we shouldn't have shut down all of the businesses. You think? They funking now. They funking now. You get great, darling dears. And you better be what? Get into your goals, your dreams, and your ambitions. Conceive, believe, and achieve. You can do anything, darling dears. The mind is a terrible thing if you allow it to be wasted. Because judgment is on the tableau. Hold on a second, darling dears. I've got to plug back in the camera. It's saying the power's running out. There. Let's continue. We're gonna lead with what we're gonna talk about. The black card is dragging my eyes and my attention. We want 5 cards, please. That's 2. Let's see if I can give it a good shufti, because sometimes these cards, the cards are like small children. They will embarrass you in public. I watched this video on Instagram of this little baby. The baby couldn't have been more than 2 years old. The baby climbed up the fridge doors, held onto the bars, stood in the bit where you press to get the water, opened the cupboard, got the biscuits that they wanted, bent down, put it in where her feet was, and then shimmied back down. Good God, these pandemic babies are different. People are worrying about who's watching them. Listen, if you want to be watched, have a child. There's nothing like having your baby around. That baby watches you, black. Watches everything you do. So be careful of the energies you allow to be perpetrated against you in the presence of your progenies. And as I said, I am no better than anybody that I'm trying to minister to today. I went through that. And I had to undo all of the negative vibes that my children saw. But yet they still rise. Why? Because they saw me stand up. They saw me get busy. They saw me tap into what I truly enjoy. And I've always enjoyed helping others. But now I realized that I was putting my energies to those that didn't deserve it. Yeah, well, they better not hold their breath, darling dear. Number 1, there'll be brown bread. Number 2, I ain't going to their funeral because I'm sure there's a few other bottom feeders, hood-looking alfalfas, that I have no intention of being around. How many is that? That's 4. 1 more, please. You've got the third house. The third house is represented by Gemini. It's about the communication style in this. The third house is also represented by siblings. Some siblings don't like the fact that you're versatile, darling dears, that you've tapped in and tuned into your conscious mind. And it also speaks about the third house is about siblings as well as neighbors, and it's about the early education. Some of your siblings are just mean, darling dear, mean. You're getting fancy, are you? No, mate, the cards like to embarrass me in public. I'm not doing it. I said 5 and I'm staying with it. Third house, sibling and neighbors, and it also represents short journeys. Some sibling wants to communicate with you at this moment in time, someone that you call judgment on. Why? Them are good treat, darling dear. They're at hokey sticks of doom. Their life has caught up with them. They're trying to find out if they can sit down and send you a text. But when God has already freed you from a situation, this is the Hierophant Taurus energy, darling dears. You can't go back. You really can't. Because if you go back, you'll be living in the abandonment they try to put on you. Don't you ever abandon yourself again, big cat. You are the only thing that goes with you everywhere. What do you mean? You've got to have the best relationship with yourself. Because if you don't, they can see the energy and they'll be on you like Jankra. What's that? That's a Jamaican term for what? Those vultures that eat off the dead, darling dear. And we are not dead. Didn't you just see the judgment's given us a second chance? Forgive them, darling dear, but don't go back. Because it would be a gamble and a risk, darling dear. Listen, the cards are not ramping today of reigniting those generational curses. Remember, I told you that. Those that were unjust. And it also, the communication card next to the Hierophant, darling dear. God heard and saw what they said and did. Why do you think they was removed so unceremoniously? Why do you think they want to come back? Because they want to test your gangster and see if your boundaries are still weak. They're not going to be happy to find that you know how to communicate like what? A boss. A boss, big cat. I told you. You are obstreperous, you are a prototype of your lineage, and you've got the badass alchemist ways. God just told you so. It'd be a gamble and a risk. Do you really want to risk your good, everything that you've achieved out of these people's what energy fields? You better decide what's best for you, darling dear. Base of your debt. What did I say? This negative in and out energy. It could be dick dealing, mattress backing. It could be the town gossip. You know that sibling? They can't even hold water. Their mouth is a sieve. Anything you told them, darling dear, they couldn't wait for you to get out of their presence so they can tell everyone. Well, guess what? You've got nothing to give the public. Continue to move in silence. You don't want this fickle energy. Fickle. That big F word. No. How now, brown cow? This personal people love the energy you brought to the tableau, darling dears. Even though you felt as though you was only making small actions in their presence, right? You were making big, masterful moves. They like to what? Take the pee with your truthfulness, darling dear, right? Listen, hold a minute, I've got to turn on the fan. I'll tell you, this change of life is not ramping with me. I'm sweating like I've got someone's purse and they saw me take it. 111 in the chat, manifestation mode, fist bump. Yes, baby. The Knight of Wands. This also speaks about a message. If you receive a message, darling dear, there is no truth to it. It just wants to see if you're interested, if you're going to take the bait. Are you going to take the bait, big cat? Well, if you are, I'll still be here when you come back to say I did tell you. You'd be wasting your time, your energies, and your good. They want you to come and speak in their life. And Archangel Michael says, no. Why? Your infinite abundance will be on the line. Pay attention, big cat. Pay attention. As I said, it's not what you called, it's what you answer to. And you don't want that cup of opium. They must find you obstreperous. And I said already, we don't involve our emotions. This is not the time to be giving up your psychological password to people, places, and things that are no longer on your spiritual pay grade. Four of Cups on its face. Because it's lies, subterfuge, and bull swanky. I told you, disingenuous. And no, and the Knight of Cups, this is someone that likes to go about and charm people. Nah, babe. They're not going to tell the story the way you told it. If you've got anything to tell, I told you, this is why we move in silencio. You've got nothing to tell them. This goes to Five of Cups. They must be disappointed when they send you these messages. Or try to send what? A merchant of slander to get at you, to get at your emotionals, to try and save them. Did they try to save you? Did they protect you? Was they your friend to your back? Whether they was a neighbor, a sibling, whatever that situation is. You have to look at what you put into the situation. And what did you get out of it? Other than what? A pitchy-patchy hairline. Then it's also what? The bringing of news. Somebody, we call the carry come, bring come. That's what we say in Jamaica. They like to carry come, bring come. Somebody wants to come through with some news about someone else. The wicked always come with someone else's business. I can't make it up. Don't listen, darling dear. This is someone who is obsessively jealous of the fact that you've managed to break many addictions. Some of you have come out of addiction. Alcohol, drugs, whatever. Addicted to what? Negativity, drama. Drama.com? I think not. You've already left that situation behind, and they will pull you back into it. And let me tell you something, karma doesn't distinguish between somebody just being there, right, and somebody who deserves to be there. Devil energy in the upright, darling dears. This is somebody who is what? Codependent. If this is a past lover, right, it's just a one-night stand to resurrect that soul tie. You listen, big cat. Didn't you pay your knees? I told you pay your knees. Don't get involved in that situation. Somebody who is obsessively jealous, darling dear, is like a single white female. They'll see you brown bread. Brown bread. What's that Cockney rhyming slang for DEAD blood? There'll be no 45 minutes in the A&E for you. Yeah. If you take that chance and think, well, maybe I'll go back and see, maybe I'll just listen, or maybe I'll go back and visit that soul-sucking bottom feeder. You go on then. You take that leap of faith. You take that chance and that risk. You already saw the risk and the gamble. You already saw the generational curse. You already saw the abandonment of what you truly deserve. You are already on your path. Major arcana, darling dears. Based on what did I say? The carry come, bring come crew. They're going to tell you this and that, darling dear, so that you'll give up a bit of your tidbits. Don't give them nothing. And I'm not good at small talk. It wastes my time, and then you might slip up and tell them something important to yourself so that they can focus on it. This is someone that likes to talk about you behind your back. Someone that will say, yes, everything you got going on is fabulous. And as soon as they leave you, that bottom feeder and their high dreams, yes. Don't allow it. You've already washed your face like David from circumstances and situations that was not on your spiritual pay grade. Don't go back to what broke you. Recognize the energy. It will come at you in different meat suits, darling dears. Bonfire for that. It's because of the energy that you're giving. It's like you're doing a Benjamin or Benjamina Buttons. You're turning back the hands of time, darling dear. And this also speaks about good news coming towards you, about your work. Some of you have applied for a new job, a new position, possibly even a promotion. If you're an entrepreneur, this is about being recognized for your unique skills. You're on the up and up. And somebody wants to ride your coattails, a clout chaser for sure, darling dear, an energy vampire. Let's get another deck to clarify these ones. Yeah, told you, coming in quick with what rubbish, darling dear. Bad news, arguments, fights, drama. You've already gotten over that heartbreak, those situations that's kept you stuck, kept you wondering, wondering and asking why. We don't ask why. We get gone, darling dear. You don't wait for the why. Just like those of you that are waiting for apologies. They'll never apologize for what they did. They'll be sorry for what? 5 or 6 seconds, and then it'll be turned around on you. You shouldn't be so sensitive, big cat. Now it's got me on my 31 teeth, and I told you when it gets to that stage, the Tourette's is quickly at its back. 124 in the chat, please. Hit the thumbs up button, darling dear. We've gone to what? 1, 2, 3, darling dear. Yeah. Realize, recognize, realize, darling dears. Look at the situation from a different perspective. You've already given back the wood. You've been given divine enlightenment to get yourself unstuck. And it's because you're happy. They don't understand how you managed to be happy on your lonesome. Why? Because you had to put the past behind you like a ponytail. That's why the brick wall is behind you. But in order to put the past well and truly in the past, darling dear, forgiveness. Forgiveness so that you can be forgiven. So that what? Judgment can be called in Keitha. Nothing like being on the spiritual docket. Major arcana, darling dears. Look! They see the opportunities that they've missed with you. You showed them true emotion. You showed them true support. But yet they still treated you like you was the ugly duckling, like you was a dummy bat. And it's not because you owned any of those titles, darling dears, because it's not what you answered to. It's because they saw something in you that they didn't have. Now they're sorry, darling dear. Now that you're gone. Yeah. You made the right choice, Gemini energy. Major arcana again, darling dear. When you chose you in a situation, this is all speaking about a divine partnership. Somebody's going to watch you go into a partnership because it's juxtaposed to the Sun card. Some people are actually wondering if they're involved with someone else at this moment in time, which is none of their business. 5 of Pentacles. Clarify the Devil card. Yeah. Be careful what you allow to be attracted into your life, darling dear. You've got balance. Divine wants you to bring whom truly deserves to be in your hemisphere, because the wrong energy will bleed the what? The wrong paradigms into your mind. Remember I told you that. Because jealousy, hate and envy comes in the form of people that call you sis, bro and friend. Clarify the 2 of Cups, please. Stand in your ground, 3 of Cups. Every one of those bottom feeders have got a best friend, and that friend don't like you. So stop them in their tracks. Don't listen to anything they've got to say. If you're still connected to them on social media, block them. You will still keep blinking. You will still keep breathing. But if you allow the energy back, darling dear, this is a loss, darling dear. Taking a loss in your financials, in your mental health, in your routines, darling dears. And stress? You'll be stressed again, darling dear. Unable to eat or sleep. This is the negative energies that will be what? Permeating your domicile, your cranium, your whole everything. They don't want to see you happy. They don't want to see you getting great. And you have to understand, many people, you think you ain't got nothing, but you allow the wrong person into your life, and they'll come up missing things like joy, peace, happiness, right? Your hairline, your finance. Listen, the list goes on and on. These are procrastinators, clout chasers, and they're going through what? Some kind of financial turnaround. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Judgment always hits them up in the pocketbook first, the handbag or the wallet. Clarify this Knight of Pentacles on his face. What did I say? That manipulative energy. A hoodwinker for sure, darling dear. But they manifested that on themselves, darling dear. The choices that they made. It made them happy. It made them happy. And they will do anything to draw you back into that situation. And anything they say to you will be lies, subterfuge and bull swanky. This is why if you're back on the dating game, darling dears, Google is your friend. There is so many places that you can go to check out people before you get yourself emotionally involved. Clarify the Fool card, this leap of faith. This new beginning. Look what fell on the Devil card, darling dears. Lack of strength. And what did I say? Don't take a leap of faith into a sexual situation without getting all of the intel on that person. There are many things you can lose besides your hairline, right? Your peace and your joy. You can lose your life. Those STDs that are being bandied around, darling dear, some are life sentences and some are not. But they can't be cured. Some of them. Don't be nobody's fool, darling dear. Anybody that's trying to rush you to the boudoir, they need to be gone from your life. What did I say? I can't make it up. You've already been through that rigmarole. You understand what the old 1-2 means. Look at how you had to emotionally put yourself back together and realize what happened to you is their karma, darling dear. How you, it's not what happened, it's how you handle it and what you do about it. And you chose to what? Put on that red robe of wisdom and head out. Matthew 10:14. If you are disrespected, head out. Don't wait for the second red flag. It may be the last flag you get, darling dear. Not everybody manages to survive a toxic situation just like that. And it doesn't just have to be a love partner. It could be a sister, a brother, a mother, a father, someone who is really jealous of you. Jealous because you can. And the universe says yes. Yeah. Emotionally draining, darling dear. They are not getting their wishes fulfilled. This is someone or someone who is emotionally unbalanced. In the midst of a storm of what? The bad luck, the bad vibes and the bad credit. We already saw the Knight of Peas on his face. And they've got the generational curses on them. What did the cards just say? Some people are like a curse in your life. And it won't just what curse you, it'll curse your progenies as well. Especially if they've got children. Their progeny will be mixing with yours. Are you mad? No. Wash your face like David. And don't feel sorry. Because if they was meant to be in your life, they would have been there the whole time, darling dear. You wouldn't have to cut them off. And if you had to cut them off, chances are they handed you the blade, darling dear, to cut that soul tie. King of Wands, unsatisfied eyes. King of Wands is charming, darling dear. Charming as long as the situation works for them. This is someone that loves the attention of others. A storyteller for sure. And a wee willy winky to boot. You've already turned your back on that situation. This goes to 4 of Wands, darling dear. Divine is about to gift you with an 11-11 fade. Some of you have been working really hard. This is putting your back into it. Natural born leaders. You're about to see them tables turn. Don't stop, darling dear. Keep going. We've already had the energy of the moon entering Capricorn telling you that you have to twerk your skills, darling dears. Change your focus on your discipline. Just because your business, your ideas is not working out the way you want it right now. Divine is testing your fortitude. And you don't, as I said, don't focus on the one stream of income. Always have multiple, darling dears. This is how you keep injustices out of your life. Because you weren't born to struggle, darling dears. This is healing. And some of you have been far too isolated. Law 18 of the 48 laws of power. Full-on isolation is dangerous. How are you going to get to know what's going on? How are you going to test your your body language skills? How are you going to test your intuition and discernment if you're staying to yourself for air? Divine wants you to wash away those principalities that was put on you, because a miracle is about to enter your life. As I said, if you've got a business and it hasn't been going the way you wanted it to go, the tables are about to turn. Where you was only seeing stragglers coming through, you're going to be inundated, darling dears. Be prepared for the incoming. One, 3, 2 in the chat. Didn't I tell you that time that I listened when I woke myself up from that attack? 1, 3, 2 in the chat, darling dear. 1, 3, 2. That angel messages for someone. Now it's gone to what? Siberia. Let me just cut the fan off. You gotta leave these hood-looking alfalfas where they are. I told you, Big Cat, many times, it's rich white lady season on Keith as well as Malkuf. But you have to understand that you have the power to bend the matrix any way you want. Divine is gifting us with what? Infinite abundance. And abundance always comes from what? Knowledge, darling dears. Tweaking your skills, tweaking your skills. And blessing others. The point of coming out of that pit where they try to keep you, darling dears, is to turn around and be the survival kit for another big cat. You'll know whom to help from who not to help. Your intuition and your discernment will let you know. Let's get another deck. Let me use my rarely used deck. Some more messages for the big cat. Thank you. What did I say? Black magic, spell work, graveyard dirt, malicious intent, mirror and photo spells, and blood magic. Trying to manifest you back to this. And some people are working this shiznai because they don't want you to succeed. Remember I told you that? But you are big cat, you are built for this shiznai. You call your ancestral team. You make sure that your mirrors are cleaned always, and you get the obsidian crystal and put it by your mirrors. Mirrors are portals. People can send you negative energies through that. They can look at old photographs of you, darling dear, and try and manifest wickedness on you. Return that shiznai to sender. Claim dominion over yourself. I told you over every one of my doorways in my house, I have peacock feathers. Anything you cross, if you're allowed to cross my threshold, any bad energy, negative vibe that you are carrying, it stays with you. It's checked at the door. And when they step back over that threshold, it goes with them, darling dear. With what? Love and light. Don't be afraid of any spell anyone's trying to cast over you. God is stronger than any spell that they can create, darling dear. Any spell, any wicked intent, any graveyard watusi that they want to do, you are protected. Why? God gave you the hardest path to walk, darling dears. Why? Because God knows your story, and God knows that you will succeed, but you have to leave behind those that want to come sow the seeds of wicked intent in your life. Protect yourself. Even when I have to go into my office, you think I'm putting my food in that fridge? You must be joking. I've got myself a little portable lunchbox. I've got a little ice block, right? My food is at my side. And if I have to get up from my desk to go and deal with a client, right? I'm taking my coffee cup with. You think I'm going to leave that for them? Protect yourself, darling dear. One more, please. Oh, it looks like it's all the yellow. What's the yellow representing? The solar plexus, your willpower, your drive, and your energies, darling dears. The solar plexus is also represented by Archangel Michael, who already came out and said, well, go on. Yeah. The solar plexus is also represented by, let me think. Wednesday. Yes, Wednesday, darling dears. It's about your mind and your communication as well as your nerves. And it also points out what something significant happened in your life between the ages of 14 and 21. And you see this divine triangle, it shows you what exactly happened around that time. I'm telling you, listen, I'm going to put together something so that you can understand. If you want to buy that book, right, and understand it, I will break it down into language that a 5-year-old can understand, because I'm telling you, it wasn't easy. I was sweating. I looked at the books most nights when I got stuck, and I put it away, but I put it where I could see it. And then I kept on and I prayed about it, and I asked my ancestors to give me the understanding, lift up my mind, let it become clear. And it was like, I don't know, coming up from underwater. Until I turned the page. Now I've got to go to the next chapter. And reapply those skills again. What did I say? If in doubt, keep going. Don't allow the past to take you where you don't need to be. Remember, Conceive, believe, and achieve. Continue to move in silence, right? What did I say? You're at breakthrough. For those of you that have business, those of you who are doing higher studies, you are at breakthrough. Keep going. Don't stop, right? This is about progress and advancement. You've advanced in life, right? And you've kept your eyes forward. This is why our eyes are in front of our craniums and not on the side of our head. To keep going forward, right? If in doubt, keep heading out. And do it tinky winky styly, darling dear. What's that? It's the slow, slow, quick, quick, slow. Keep going, big cat. You're going to get messages from people that want to come into your life, darling dear. But they've got so many. You saw the negative devilish energy on it, darling dears. They've got so many principalities that they have to overcome. Yes, you can be a beacon, but you can't be what? Their cussing block, right? You can't take on their woes and worries. You're too busy getting great, big cat. Don't allow opportunists, right, to come in and take you off your gangster. Matthew 6:14, forgive and you will be forgiven, and judgment will be called on those that wronged you. I told you, as a big cat, you are a volunteer. You already bent the matrix, darling dears. You chose to come back here. The divine triangle says your soul doesn't fully enter your body until the age of 27, darling dears. I didn't know that. I thought our souls entered our body on birth. No, it isn't. You are a blank canvas to soak up any energies that are around you, darling dears. It's only a fortunate few children that when they come into existence on this Malkuth, they remember their past lives. But not everybody does. And you don't really fully get into your gangster until the age of 27. The divine triangle is so interesting. Another part that I read in the book, right, is that we all have a soul contract if we choose to stay until the age of 81. If you have not understood yourself between the ages of 54 and 81, darling dear, you'll go back to childlike status. This is where you see some people in their 80s, right? Their mind is fresh, they're popping, they're still getting on with their life. And others, they fall into senility, dementia.
Hi.
Hi, how was your kickboxing?
Good.
Say hello to the cats.
Hello.
That's my baby. Yeah. Because divine is about to give you an 1111 fade, darling dear. This is a highly spiritual number. Claim this energy. Because you're about to level up. Whatever you want to manifest, darling dear, you're getting the green light. And who God bless, no man can curse. Remember, I told you that. Let's get another card. And then we've got to push off to get great. I'm going to go with the divine doors. Haven't used this in a while. Look at this. Change beckons. Life is about... Oh, Bonita Ballerina. Calm her more. Bonita, my dancing cat, has said hello. She can't hear me. She's gone upstairs. When the universe says yes to you, darling dear, no man can say no. Divine is about to open that door that you've been knocking on, darling dear. Stop knocking on the door and kick that bitch in. I told you, knowledge is power. And power is power. Educate yourself. You've got a skill, make sure you know everything about that skill. You're a baker, learn a different way to make a cake. But do it, darling dear. And don't listen to the naysayers. They only want to take your space. Remember what I told you about the backtabbers? Base of the deck. Draw down the moon. Yes, baby. The Capricorn moon, which is on all of us, darling dear. Focus on your long-term goals. On your long-term goals. Create new structures in your life. And what? Rediscipline yourself. Get your focus right. And I had to tell a client today that I was reading for that there comes a time when you have to stop talking about what happened to you. You've got to stop. Fresh ears. Why? You don't realize that karma doesn't care who it falls on. If you continue to speak about something, that means you haven't forgiven the situation. And karma doesn't discriminate who it comes for. You've got to stop speaking about it. Let that person have no kind of claim or dominion on you. You overcome it. You're alive. You've got all of your faculties about you, and every day is a great day that the Most High opens up your eye chakra. It gives you a chance to kick your way out of the duvet and get great, darling dears. Never you ever forgive up on yourself. You are the author for your life. Time for you to decide whether you're going to what? Get wet in the rain or continue dancing. Come through Bob Marley, posh, clap. On that note, I drops me mic. Toddle over to my Teesprings, toddle over to my Patreon, or simply come back here. And as I always say, don't get smoked. Don't smoke yourself. From the ashes, baby. Namaste. Big cat wave. Until we meet again on these tarot streets. Namaste, big cat. And remember, when the going gets tough, the tough get great. Namaste.